Hey, welcome back. So we've got part two of a two-parter where we're talking about the combo builds, best duo combo builds. And if you're a channel member, you got access to this video early, so thank you so much. If it's been a while, now you get access to this video again. Either way, thanks for watching the video. So we'll pick up where we left off. We've got Dex Mages with Flame Knights or Dragon Knights. So Dex Mage plus Dragon Knight. Okay, like lots of utility there, but nothing that is really outstanding. I'd say it's above average. It's not as bad as something else like a fucking Mana King and an Apex build, but it's okay. We'll talk about Apex build and Dex Mage build. This is really good to combo with. Both excel in the same general gameplay. Your kill somebody, reset the fight. Kill somebody, reset the fight. Kill somebody, reset the fight. String the fight out, right? Or kill somebody, turn the fight in your favor, and now it's a 2v1, and then just finish that person off. So both are almost in the same gameplay loop. Both play very similarly. I mean, the Apex build is a hybrid. It's a pseudo Dex Mage that's more focused on raw damage, like front-loaded damage plus dagger and speed, like all that stuff. The Dex Mage is just less speed and more mana and no dagger. So both are pretty good. Both work together really well. The Paladin build and the Dex Mage build, probably the same as the Dragon Knight. You know, nothing too crazy there. The Foot Archer and the Dex Mage, you know, would probably be a little bit better than the Mana King and this one. So this is like B+. I'd say this is probably like A-. It's gonna be extremely hard to play and get value from, but from like if you add in the fact that I'm compensating for that I'm thinking about memes, like that would be pretty good. It'd be a pretty good combo. Like definitely fun for some veterans that are like almost bored with the game, trying to look to try new things. That would be a pretty fun combination to run. The Ninja Turtle build, Ninja Turtle and the Dex Mage. Man, I'd probably C+. B. We'll do B-. Very flexible. Being able to heal his pet, heal your own pet. Different playstyles. We'll say C+. They're just such different playstyles. I'm not a big fan of those together. The Raid Boss and the Dex Mage. Oh man, I'd say like B, probably just straight up B tier. Again, the hyper focus is going to be on the human, and the human, or it's going to be on the Raid Boss build. So you can peel for his pet, you can kind of heal him, but as a Dex Mage, you've got big AoEs, which you don't want to use because your boy's running a walker pack. You might even be running a walker pack. He's got a pet, so you need to rely on direct damage, and direct damage is very often super mana inefficient. Mental Projectile, Thunderlash, that type of stuff is very mana inefficient. So your peeling might be good in the moment, but it's fleeting. When you run out of mana, you're out of the fight. Not the best. Mounted Mage and Dex Mage, like two completely different playstyles. Both mages, so cool for that, but not very good. Mounted Combat and Mounted Mage, or sorry, Mounted Combat and Dex Mage. Yeah, again, like totally different playstyles. Not the best. Dark Archer and Dex Mage. I'd say this is probably like A tier, because you're fast enough to get away from everything and peel for yourself, and you can heal his horse, and you can do things at range, and you'll be able to zone out fights, and you can even make greater walkers. It's going to be hard for people to connect with you, especially if you have a Dark Archer peeling for you and helping heal you and doing everything that you need. Probably A-, now that I'm thinking about it. It's not like crazy, but it's pretty good. Mounted Archer and Dex Mage. If I said this guy was C+, I'd say this is probably B tier. You have a lot more utility there. You're going to be able to bring fights to the ground, which is where both of you would excel. He's a gimped foot fighter, and you're a dex mage that can skirmish really well. So both of these builds are built around skirmishing really well. So it'd probably be pretty fun actually to play that and get good with it. Fights would start with your mounted archer trying to dismount horses, and then both of you would dismount, pray that your horses don't get killed, or even use them as a meat shield at that point, and then you're playing around your human, and they can outkite everything except for of an Alvarin. So, and you can outkite everything generally, depending on what build you're running, other than a dex footy. So yeah, like pretty solid skirmish build. Not as good as like a dex footy and a dex mage, but pretty damn good. The bear lancer and the dex mage, like different playstyles. C-, not super good. Maybe even we'll go D+. Right, slightly better than the mounted Thursar, but not much. All right, Dragon Knight and the Apex build. So Dragon Knight and Apex build, different playstyles. One's a hot rod, and the other one is kind of slow and steady. Not as slow as the Ninja Turtle. I'd say this is probably like slightly above average. We'll go like B-. Not the worst thing ever. Both pretty game sense intensive. You should probably be veterans if you're playing either of those. Paladin, C+. Slightly worse than the Dragon Knight. A little bit more noob friendly, but has less overall power. The Dragon Knight and the Foot Necro Archer, maybe like B-. Yeah, like B-. I don't have enough experience to confidently rate this, so I'm giving best guesses on the Necro Foot Archer. I've never even fought one, right? It's so best guess is based on the video that I've watched with it. It looks fun. It looks fun as shit. The Dragon Knight and the Ninja Turtle build, probably really good. I'd say this is like B+, maybe even A-. We'll go A-. Decent pet. Dungeon divers together, can peel for each other. Extremely flexible, so having both, one guy can go more tanky, one guy can go more mage focused, and then you could just swap that by literally swapping armor sets. And one guy, oh, I'd rather be the mage today. Okay, cool. Like that would probably be a pretty fun combination, right? And you have one guy who's like, oh, I really want to use pets because they're cool or whatever. That guy could be the Ninja Turtle build, and he can slap a turtle on the side, and then you get kind of like you're touching every avenue of the game except for the mounted side, and obviously no archery, but who cares? Archery kind of sucks in this game. The Raid Boss build and the Dragon Knight. Similar playstyles, both slow, steady, flexible, but not as good. I would say if I'm the Raid Boss, I would rather have a Thursar and an Ogmir peeling for me than a Dragon Knight. I can handle the mage shit. I'm the best ground mage in the game at least. So I can handle that. I don't need help in that front. I need help peeling for myself. So I'd say this is probably like C+, slightly above average. The mounted mage here and this is like D-, not very good. Dragon Knight and the mounted guy, actually not bad, C+. The Dark Archer and the Dragon Knight, this is probably like D+, not the best. The Mounted Archer and the Dragon Knight, I'd say this is probably pretty fun, pretty scrappy, skirmish type build. You get down to the ground fight, you're good. Mounted, you're relying on the Mounted Archer to dismount stuff, but pretty flexible overall team. I mean, it's just another combo of full Tindremic. Look at how many builds on here are full Tindremic, 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 Tindremic. And you could even run this as Tindremic. Sardukan. God, human is busted right now. So we've got Dragon Knight and Bear Lancer. Again, probably like B+. With the Dragon Knight, you could probably even get more value for your Lancer if you land an Earthquake. and then they ride by with the lance again. So having Earthquake on this build would be really good. You dismount somebody with Earthquake, and then the Bear Lancer comes in and just rails them. So that would be a nice 1-2 punch combo. All right, so we got Apex build and Paladin build, probably pretty bad. 2 different play styles. Yeah, not the best. The Foot Archer, for the memes, this is like S+. But we'll say that this is like B+. Similar play styles. Ratty, annoying fucking fuckboys. One's a total glass cannon. One's like a, you've never fought me before. You have no idea how to fight this build. What are you going to do? Push the guy with a longbow, hit him in the face, and also get mauled by the 8 Greater Walkers that are right next to you? Or maybe you fight the Greater Walkers and get exploded. Like, this guy, the Apex build can also have walkers too, so they're symbiotic in that sense. So you could probably do some pretty fun stuff with this combination. It would probably be pretty nasty and really annoying to fight. Like, really annoying in a dungeon would be so fucking annoying. These 2 builds, the Ninja Turtle and the Apex, probably like a D-. Totally different play styles. Again, with the Raid Boss build, this would probably be like an F tier combo. You wouldn't want this guy because he can kill somebody, but when he's out, and now you're by yourself. And the Raid Boss build is good by itself, but we're comparing it to all these other builds that it could possibly be with. It's really not good. The Mounted Mage, the Apex combo, again, probably like not good. The Mounted Combat combo, again, not good. The Apex build doesn't play nice with a lot of these different builds. This one, on the other hand, the Dark Archer, is so good. I'd say this is probably a B tier combination because I've actually done this. I had a clip with one of the Black Priest boys back in the day where we pulled some people out of Moki. They weren't very good, but there was like 8 of them. It was a 2v8, and we killed all of them. We strung the fight out. We had reset the fight several times. They had pets. We didn't. Actually, we had an Undead Lynx because he was a Dark Archer, but we chewed these guys out over time and slowly whittled them down. But it was a long fight, and there was several times where I almost died. He never was in danger because he was a Dark Archer, but there was a couple moments where he'd land a huge heal on me or something. Felt really good. Felt pretty damn powerful. But again, both, I had been playing this for a very long time. He had been playing this for a very long time. We also played with each other for a very long time. So we knew how to play with each other. We knew the strengths and weaknesses of each other's builds, and we were able to compensate and overcome insurmountable odds. I wouldn't expect you guys to be able to do that, especially while learning. It takes a long time to get to that level with this combination, but it can be very fun. Let's say B+. The Apex build and the Mounted Archer build, not super good. One guy, this build relies on 4th gearing your horse into the enemy and earthquaking them and then going through your rotation. That just skips the mounted part of the combat, and this is where the Mounted Archer like shines. That's what the Mounted Archer's for, is like outright killing horses. It skips the mounted part entirely. So not the best. Probably D. The Apex build and the Bear Lancer, same thing. Maybe like D+, because you will earthquake and then they could ride by and hit them for super hard with the lance. The Paladin build, this is going to be like a D-. This is not very good. The Paladin and the Ninja Turtle build, probably pretty good. I'd say this is like B+, slightly worse than the Flame Knight or the Dragon Knight than the with the Ninja Turtle build, because very similar playstyles. It is taking everything for me to resist the urge to line up all of these. Maybe I'll clean it up before I release the final image. But it's taking me everything in my every piece of fiber in my willpower to not do that. Okay, you can tell, guys, this is a long video. I'm rambling. So we've got Paladin and we've got Raid Boss. So not super good. If I was on the Raid Boss, I would want you to bring something a little bit more substantial. We'll put that F tier. Like, I don't want you to bring... if I'm running a Giga Chat Ultimate meta build and you bring a fucking Bob Noob guild or build, I'm going to be annoyed. Mounted Mage and Paladin, I'd say with the heavy caveat of you're learning the game, you're both noobs, like A+. Really good all-around, like, beginner-friendly builds, not veteran builds. Both of these builds are not designed to be veterans. You can aspire and move into the Dragon Knights, the Death Knights, the Giga raid boss builds, all of that stuff. You can go into that, but when you're learning, these would be a good combo to kind of like feel out the game and figure out what the strengths and weaknesses are for every class in the game. Mounted combat, and Paladin, probably not bad. Probably like a B. Like a Lourdes build. Yeah, probably like a B tier. That Dark Archer and the Paladin is probably, again, not very good. We'll put that under F tier. The Mounted Archer, I'd say this is like B+. This is probably in the same vein of like really good starter combos. Running a Paladin and running a Mounted Archer. They're very similar builds to begin with. So you can kind of work with your friend to learn the game and the mechanics, and you're flexible enough to do dungeons and outside stuff. So yeah, not like the worst thing ever. The Bear Lancer, same thing. Maybe even worse because it has a little bit higher of a skill cap. Okay, we're looking at the Necro Foot Archer now. Comboed with Ninja Turtle build is going to be... Actually, my gut said F tier, but now I'm thinking about it. You're both slow-ish. You don't kite very much. You have a bunch of pets to peel for you. Like C tier? A tier for the memes? Yeah. Foot Archer, raid boss. Holy fuck, that would be... I'll give it an A tier. Like, that combo would be disgusting. Again, kind of guessing with the Foot Archer stuff. I'm not super well versed on it, so... the Mounted Archer and the that'd be terrible. It'd be like F tier. Alright, the Mounted Combat. Like, this Foot Archer crap is built for dungeons. It's going to be terrible in the outside world, so... We're just going to go ahead and slap a bunch of Fs in there. Because it doesn't pair well with any of that. The Ninja Turtle build with the Raid Boss build probably be pretty good. Probably be an A tier build. The Ninja Turtle build with the Mounted Mage build would probably be really bad. The Ninja Turtle build is completely geared towards going into dungeons, and the Mounted build is on the outside. So we'll just go ahead and we'll just go ahead and give this an F for all of these. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and give this an F. Because the Ninja Turtle build really is designed around being in a dungeon. It's completely min-maxed for being inside of a dungeon. So taking it to the outside world, it's not going to pair well with any of these. If I'm playing any of these, I do not want my partner to be on the Ninja Turtle build. It's going to be useless where I'm powerful. You could make the argument this is a duo combination that he mitigates your weaknesses, but this thing runs at 380. Like, even if you dismount somebody in the open world, they can literally jog away from you. So, yeah. The Raid Boss. The Raid Boss and the Mounted Mage. He would compensate for your weaknesses out in the open world, and you'd compensate for his weaknesses in the dungeon. To the point where it would be probably okay. I'd say it's average. Right? There's other things that you could run that would be far preferred. The Raid Boss and the Dark Archer. Oh man, I'd say that's probably B-. The Dark Archer is kind of like a mounted raid boss. So in the open world it would be brutal, but you're never ever convincing a Dark Archer to get off his horse and go into a dungeon. They just cannot. Like, they don't even have sprinting. They have 50 sprinting. So, you know, depending on the build, if it's an Ogmir, it's even slower, but they have more armor. So it's just, you're not going to convince them to do the dungeon stuff, so you can't compensate for their weaknesses when you go inside of a dungeon. So because he can zone for you and peel for you in the open world, great. He can take fights in the open world to the ground very quickly by killing their horses, and fights on the ground is where you excel, because you have a Campodon with infinite stamina or a white bear or something. So yeah, the combo would work really well outside. It would work terribly inside of a dungeon. You'd never go there. The raid boss build and the mounted archer build, same thing. I'd say this is probably like C+. And the Bear Lancer might actually work even better because you earthquake people, so we'll do B-. Mounted Mage and Mounted Combat. Now we're talking about mounted builds together. So Mounted Mage has pets. This would actually work really well together. Like really, really well together, because your Mounted Mage, I have him labeled as a tamer because if you're a dedicated mounted mage, like you do not have archery, you're not an arcane archer. Most of those guys have pets at this point. So mounted mage has like 2 dire wolves following around. The lancer rolls by, lances the guy off his horse. You put the dire wolves on the horse and hit him with a T-lash. Like that combo is brutal. You'll kill most people with that type of combo. So that's really good. The dark archer, of all the mounted combos, if I'm a dark archer and you're playing a mounted mage, my question is, why aren't you just playing arcane archer? Why aren't you just playing dark archer? Like, you could be playing something better. Play something better. The mounted mage and the mounted archer is kind of the same thing, like nice 1-2 punch combo. I wouldn't say it's as good as the lance. And the bear lancer is arguably a step up from the Lourdes build from a mounted perspective, so we'll say that's A-. Those combos are pretty good. The mounted combat with the Dark Archer. Dark Archer is so good at killing horses, it's not really an issue, so skipping that fight doesn't really need to happen. You are really a foot fighter first in this build. If I'm a Dark Archer, would I rather you have these other things? I'd rather you be a Bear Lancer, but yeah, it's probably like B tier. If I had to just kind of slap a letter on it. Mounted Archer and Mounted Combat. This is like C tier. I can't think of anything that's like super good or super bad about it. Bear Lancer and the Lourdes build would be just fucking fun as shit to play. The Rule of Cool says this is like A+. 2 guys on mounts with fucking lances just railing people. Dark Archer plus Mounted Archer. Why aren't this is D tier? Why aren't you just an Arcane Archer? Why aren't you whatever? So the benefits of the Mounted Archer is when the fight goes to the ground, you can foot fight. But as a Dark Archer, who cares, bro? I have a fucking Tardog for that. I have 10 Greater Walkers for that. I can T-lash people. I can do whatever I want. So you're just like a shitty, you're a shitty pet at that point. You have a free mind. You have a mind of your own. So just like play something better for that combo. And the Bear Lancer and the Dark Archer would probably be fucking disgusting. It would probably be like really fucking good. Maybe even S. No, it's not S. It's definitely like an A+ build. That'd be fun. I mean, it'd be super fun. It wouldn't be as good as like 2 Dark Archers, but it'd be really fun. The Mounted Archer and the Bear Lancer, again, would probably be pretty fun. It'd be like a B-. Okay. So that's the whole list. Just going through it, talking about them all. Let's do a quick spot check and see if there's anything too crazy. So let's see. Let's assume that we've got a Dex Footy and a Dex Mage. So that would be really good. Is that better than 2 Dex Mages? Yeah, it is. Is that better than 2 Dark Archers? No, they're just two wildly different playstyles that are really good at what they do. If we did... I'm kind of liking this. Dex Mage. So a Dex Mage pairs really good with people that go quickly. So yes. No, yes. no, yes, no, yes, no, no, no. Yeah, I mean, this all tracks. It seems like it's pretty on point. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. This video took me forever, not exaggerating, at least 12 hours. So subscribe, like, all that stuff. I normally don't ask for it. If you're a channel member, thank you so much. My voice hurts. I'm going to go drink some water and kind of relax. Thanks for watching, guys.